sorry, I had to cut that short. I had the postie come up. Can't remember where I was at. Oh, when I was in labour. Yeah, so when I was in labour, you know, I was in lots of pain and I was curled up in the fetal position on the bed. The nurse kept coming in and I kept telling her I need something more, and I'm in so much pain, and she just kept saying, you're not in labour, I'll get you a heat pack. She gave me a heat pack and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you giving me a heat pack? I don't have a period. And then she told me to go and have a shower. I was pretty much in the shower moaning every couple of minutes because of the pain that I was in. I think I was in there for maybe an hour and a half. I think it was about an hour. It came on pretty quick and pretty hard, and then I got out of the shower and I pretty much collapsed on the ground because of the pain. My partner pretty much had to drag me into the room. The nurses were literally just looking at me on the floor. No one kind of came to help, so he kind of just dragged me back into the room. I pushed the button and I was like, look, you need to give me something. So she's like, oh, I'll examine you and I'll give you some gas while I'm doing it. And I'm like, okay, cool. And she took so long. I ended up getting off the bed and I was going to go look for her, like, where are you? And then she kind of walked in and she gave me the gas, and as she was examining, she realized that I was actually 6 to 7 centimeters dilated. And that's when she kind of said, you know what, you are in active labour. I'm going to take you to delivery and call your midwife. My midwife wasn't there at that point. So they wheel me through. She hooks me up to the gas in there. I pretty much ripped it out of her hand like I was over it, and I was saying I need an epidural, like, I want you to give me an epidural. And she's like, we're going to wait until your midwife gets here. She wants you to wait. She'll be here soon. And I was like, I don't care, like, give me an epidural. But she kind of just keeps writing the notes, and then my midwife pretty much walked in, and my mum walked in pretty much the same time as my midwife, and she wanted to examine me. I was standing up the whole time. She told me to get on the bed. I got on the bed and just jumped straight off. Like, they were trying to hold me down. I couldn't lie down. It was too painful. And she was like, I'll just get you a glass of water and then I'll examine you. And as she was about to walk away, I just started pushing. And she ran back in and pretty much caught the baby as he was falling out, and chucked the baby to my mum. Told my partner to push the button on the wall because you're supposed to always have 2 people in there to help deliver a baby, but no one was expecting him to fly out as fast as he did. Chucked him to my mum. My mum had to do the like with the toweling to kind of get him to take his breath, which he did. Weirdest thing was it felt like my mum was holding the baby above her head because obviously the cord was still attached to me, and I was getting the biggest wedgie from his cord. I was like, Mum, you need to lower the baby, like bring the baby down because he's giving me a wedgie. And I had quite a bit of bleeding as well, so I remember the midwife was absolutely covered in blood because obviously she was in between my legs trying to catch this baby. And then I think I only needed a couple of stitches that time, not much. I still remember the feeling of as soon as the baby comes out, it's the weirdest, most emptiest feeling inside. Like, you're so used to being so heavy and so big, and all of a sudden you just feel weak and like jelly. Like every breath you take, you feel like your stomach's gonna fall off because it's so weakened, I guess. They pretty much just get me to have a shower and whatever. And then the next day is kind of, I went into the baby, I think it's called the baby pinks. I think it's baby pinks, which is the opposite of the baby blues. So it's when a mum is on a real high kind of hormonal levels, where you kind of give birth to the baby and, you know, you stand straight up and you're ready to go mow the lawns, you're ready to cook roast dinners, you're ready to do the cleaning. I went home the next day, so I wasn't even there for 24 hours. I came home, I was straight into cooking and cleaning, and I mowed the lawns. We were doing all the gardens, and I was walking my older son to daycare with the baby in the carrier. I was just just acing it. Like, I was pretty happy with it. And then I think it happened when the baby was about a month old. That dropped off very quickly. And by the way, we were breastfeeding, and that all happened a lot easier than the first time. I was prepared to not breastfeed, so that was surprising that I actually got to do it. But when the baby was about a month old, I kind of knew something was wrong. It's kind of like, it's very hard to explain, but like when people talk about love at first sight, and you know, your baby's born and you love them with everything inside you, I had this for him, and that's when I kind of acknowledged that what I had with Casey wasn't normal. Sorry, the baby fell over. Ready?